knowledgeable. Now, this is a short story that's very personal. There were 6 boys in our family. Sam and Bert Parker, that was my mom and dad, had 6 boys. We were all raised in the exact same environment, and we've talked about it before. We lived so far out in the country we had to go toward town to go hunting. Our zip code was EIEIO. We were poor in the things that some people, the things that some people would say you're poor in, as far as we never owned a home we lived in. Didn't have running water in the house. Certain things, the things that people define wealth, we didn't have. All 6 of us. And there were 6 boys. Raised in the exact same environment. Now, we all had the same genes. In other words, our chromosomes and the DNA and all that, we were exactly alike, all 6 of us. Matter of fact, if I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times. I don't know which one of them Parkers you are, but I know you're a Parker. Just looking at you, I know you're a Parker. 3 of my brothers became expert mechanics. I mean, 3 of my brothers can take a car apart and put it back together again. One of my brothers would take old Mustangs and redo them, and it would take him 2 or 3 years, and he would rebuild it to where it was back in perfect condition. I mean, 3 of my, you cannot believe how expert mechanically they were. 3 of my brothers, including myself, couldn't change oil on a car. Couldn't change a flat tire. Hardly. Now we could, but we didn't want to. One of my brothers was so averse to working with cars and being mechanical that Dad used to get so mad at him because every 5 minutes he had to wash his hands. And Dad would threaten his life, and say, "Boy, don't wash, you don't need to wash till we're finished." And it would just drive, he became a judge. Maybe that tells you something. So there were 3 of my brothers that knew nothing about mechanics. 3 of my brothers went to college and were very, very successful academically. 2 of my brothers, one was a judge, one was a teacher, and another a coach. So became that. The 3 other brothers became a car dealer, Army veteran, and the 3rd brother was killed in Vietnam. So in a group of 6 boys, raised in exactly the same way, the knowledge factor, the quality of knowledgeable was all over the world. I mean, there was just, and I think a lot of it was based on the leadership of my parents. They didn't put a great deal of value on any of it. If you wanted to be a mechanic, they patted you on the back. My parents would go to a football game, and when the game ended, they would say, "Who won?" And I kept trying to tell them there's a scoreboard down there if you look down there. Well, it doesn't look to me like it says anything but what time it is. So they were not football athletic fans. I don't think they ever missed a game that any of us ever played in, football, baseball, basketball. They supported us in everything we did. They supported the ones that learned how to do things. Dad taught them mechanics. If we didn't want to learn it, he didn't force us to learn it. You see, the moral of the story is everybody has a different knowledge desire. We have a desire to be knowledgeable in certain things. And I've said it before. Counselors in schools used to drive me crazy, but trying to talk every kid into going to college. Every kid doesn't need to go to college. I had a player that came to see me several years ago, and he said, Coach, I'm in college, I'm making straight A's, and I hate it. I don't want to go to college. I said, what do you want to do? And he said, I want to be a welder. I said, we're going to be a welder. Really? I said, yeah. If that's what you want to do, go be a welder. He is a very successful welder today. Probably making more money than most educated people are, or college educated. You see, it doesn't matter which path you go down in knowledge, as long as you go down one. If you want to be a mechanic, be the best you can be. You know, it's like my dad used to always tell us, I don't care what you are, as long as you're the best at it. My brother that was killed in Vietnam set the record for the physical fitness test at Fort Polk, Louisiana. He was going to be the best that he could be. If we were going to do something, the only thing my mom and dad always asked us to do is be the best at it that you can be. And what is it that this curriculum is trying to get you to do? See, you need to become knowledgeable in something that allows you to be the best you can be. Have a passion for it. Be passionate about it. Make sure it's useful. And then be the best you that you can be with that knowledge.